He is the chosen one. If any of you happen to be rich and generous, please buy me a hot air balloon and a fog machine. In return, I'll give you this picture. Please do not just right-click and save the picture. We're working on the honor system here. I cannot believe I predicted NFTs. Yeah, non-fungible terrain ornaments. That is comedic, especially the name Fart Gallery, which honestly, most NFT collections are. I promise you, they all look bad. Hello everybody and welcome to Kalbus! My name is Lumo and today we are looking at r/Tumblr, a subreddit dedicated to posts that have escaped the quarantine zone that is tumblr.com. Things from the land of blogs and super hulock. No, that was almost a decade ago. Let's just get right into it. This is lovely. I friggin' love Irish slang, like it's the most creative craft ever. Today I heard a coffin being referred to as a wooden onesie in a sentence. Ah, Jesus, my nana looks better than ye and she's in the bleeding wooden onesie. It was honestly life-changing. I don't know why I gave that a faux Australian accent, but just, God, that is true. Irish slang is a gift, much like Aussie slang is. They are both incredibly wonderful crafts. Reverse card. Yesterday at work, these two 12-year-old boys came through my line and I basically like, oh boy. Because solo children at the grocery store are always forces of chaos, good or bad. But thankfully, these ones were totally pleasant. When I asked if they wanted a receipt, one of them pulled out a random frickin' receipt from his bag and asked, do you? And y'all, I lost my crap. What a power move! When will I ever be this funny? Unfortunately, society tries to beat it out of you. Act as if there will be no consequences for a potential uncomfortable social interaction, and by God, you can be one of the funniest people you've ever met because you do not fear the consequences of an uncomfortable moment because you know they are temporary, and you can make another joke. I am average American man. I work 15 hours in hamburger mine to buy one rock and roll disc. This is a KGB spy being questioned by the police in 1985. I'm so happy that one of my friends sent me this in Discord earlier today so I could prepare that voice. This is amazing. I love it so much. I just love I am average American man. I work 15 hours in hamburger mine to buy one rock and roll disc because that is just the horror of our current economic society. So I can't ask you to reblog this video because that's not how this works. Unless you're actually watching this on Tumblr, in which case that's how this works. But if you could subscribe, leave a like, and turn on reminders, I would be exceedingly appreciative. And who knows, maybe one day we'll start up a Kalbus Tumblr. We probably won't, but we do have a subreddit that you should also check out. Thank you. Somewhere, a screenshot is being made. After biting a fae, the vampire claims that she must serve him, for his bite converted her into his thrall. The fae claims that the vampire must serve her, for the vampire ate fae food without her permission. As none of them is willing to give up, they bring the case to you, a lawyer. Congratulations! What? They both ask, confused. On your new marriage. This is the Twilight that Stephanie Meyer was too afraid to write. Will I be elaborating? No. Frick 'em. Why should rich people pay more? Because frick 'em. So you're okay for paying more when you have more money? I am not excluded from frick 'em when relevant. I am not excluded from frick 'em when relevant is surprisingly powerful as both a statement and philosophy. Those who do not wish to reap should never sow, but you will never be able to not sow, thus you must always reap. You will always face consequences for your actions, and they will almost never be as bad as you think. That's a science fact. The things you fear are the chains that bind you. Break them. Break the fear, break the chains. Thank you. Cat anatomy! If cats weren't meant to be kissed on their heads, then what's the little space between the ears for? Certainly not their brain. I have seen some very intelligent cats. I have seen my buddy's cat, vocal, very vocal, and can articulate what it wants using gestures. It's a very intelligent cat. Then you have my cat, back when I lived with my parents, like a couple, oh God, so many years ago now I think about it. Oh, I'm old. Either way, very stupid, could not find its food, and when it did find the food, it would take like 20 minutes to figure out that, no, I have to chew this. I don't know why. It did this with mice that it caught too. It was the weirdest thing. It wasn't playing with the food. It could not conceptualize how to eat it for 20 minutes. Victorian spooky. Thinking fondly about the entire genre of Victorian hauntings that were, everyone who stayed in this house after dark saw weird crap going on for months until the entire structure suddenly combusted of its own ghostly accord, which abruptly ended as soon as we stopped lighting our homes with vast quantities of odorless gas. Oh, that makes sense. Oh, I'd never put that together. That's good. That makes every one of those folklore because they all probably happened. Lab safety ain't a joke. Pushing the cat, making some chemistry. The cat is not wearing safety goggles. He hasn't even bothered to clean up that spilled solvent. He is holding the Ironmeyer flask way too close to his face. Pushing the cat, more like pushing the limits of lab safety. I remember the most powerful threat my high school chemistry teacher ever gave us. Wear your lab glasses because no one's gonna want to date you with an eye patch this young. I don't know why that stuck with me to this day, especially since I think eye patches, no, that's why, it's because I think eye patches are cool as hell. But practice lab safety. Sounds about right. I have no relevant skills. I am unpleasant to work with. I like to cause problems. Hired. Everyone interviewing for a management position. This is everyone applying to the CEO position at companies. You know, this is just how it is, how it be, how it go. Gandalf the Troll. Do you ever think about how staggeringly in bad taste it is that Gandalf brought a firework that turns to the smog to Bilbo's birthday party? Like, how are you hoping that'd go? Gandalf voice. So Bilbo lived to 111, huh? It would be a shame if someone or something caused him to go into cardiac arrest. Gandalf, I'm still not 100% sure that magic rig is artificially extending Bilbo's life, so let's run some tests. Did the firework turn into smoke? I genuinely forgot. It's been so long since I've watched The Lord of the Rings that I have just lost the plot over the years. It didn't stick with me and I don't know why, because I watched the entire extended cut with my brother over the course of like a week. Tom Cruise has seemed exceedingly creepy to me for many years, and this doesn't surprise me at all. In the movie American Psycho, Christian Bale based the main character on a Letterman interview featuring Tom Cruise in 1999. When asked about the inspiration behind Bateman, he replied, Tom Cruise and David Letterman had this very intense friendliness with nothing behind the eyes. Every day of my life, I think about this fact. Every single day. Isn't Tom Cruise like one of the most prolific Scientologists? Like, was Bateman supposed to be like a commentary on that? I've never watched American Psycho. I'm actually like a little bit ashamed of myself for having never watched American Psycho. But what is that like a thing? Is that like at all referenced in the movie? I'm trying to like see how deep this rabbit hole goes. Ancient artifact. Everyone shut up and look at this carving of a whale from the 1200 to 600 CE. Charmish culture. That's just a very big, very overbaked, very, very burnt goldfish. And by God, is that snack smiling back? Pretty cool. Chinese smoky quartz glasses, 12th century. If I was chilling in the 12th century and I saw someone wear these, I would immediately go into catatonic shock at how cool they looked. I will be real, this style of glasses, I've never personally understood the draw of, but like, there's definitely drip. This is not just dripping, this is a full-on flood. If you can make an outfit that goes well with that, by all means, you will look like the best villain. Lo and behold, there was a really big cowboy-looking dude in the coffee shop, and after a while I realized he seemed to be staring at me, and I was getting uncomfortable until he suddenly startled and came over to say, I'm so sorry, ma'am. I wasn't trying to stare at you. There's a huge bird behind you. And lo and behold, right outside the window, there was an absolute unit of a crow. Probably a raven. Those guys are chunky bunsters. That's just... I absolutely just love that. I'm not trying to be creepy, but goddamn, that a bird. That a bird. On the tip of my tongue. That feeling when your buddy is requesting something, but you're not quite sure what, so you just start eating and drinking random stuff to try to figure it out. Me, eating a chocolate waffle at 7 p.m. Is this what you desire, oh prison of flesh? So, back when I was a kid, my parents, I guess, had never experienced this in their life, but I've been told it's normal by a lot of people who have had similar experiences of just like a normal person getting a little blood sugar due to poor dietary consideration. Because every now and again, I will get the hunger shakes and it's just a random thing that will stop it. Some days it's like, oh, just have a little bit of ice cream and you're fine. Other days it's protein that I need. Other days I just need to have some fruit. It's never sugar. It's never just protein. It's never just one thing. It's like, eat a full balanced meal, you absolute waffle. And when I do, I feel fine. And it happens like once a year. But it always amuses me that it's like, I am going to play Russian roulette with every last bit of food in my house until I figure out which one is the magic bullet. And before I get comments saying, oh, Lumo, that means you're diabetic, I'm not. I've gotten tested. but please comment anyway. Two things I need today's youth to know. Anything the government says is propaganda, and 99% of vegetables taste better roasted. You spelled boiled wrong. My apologies. Anything the government says is boiled. I mean, it is probably attempting to be sanitized to the current sensibilities of the generation. That's how propaganda works, kind of. Man of Reddit! Okay, so there's the subreddit on Reddit that was pretty much made for women to just post stuff about their lives in peace without creepy dudes getting in and being gross at them. And it's all fun and games. Girls posted memes and shared period survival tips and talking about their guys, jobs, and just being able to freely chat with each other. After some time, men figured out that it's not fair that girls would get all the fun and start their own subreddit with the same idea but for men. And I know what y'all think this is going, but it's actually a genuinely nice and supportive place. Guys can go and share their thoughts and worries and nice days, talking about loss, anxiety, mental illness, substance abuse problems, self-care, and little victories. I could just go post a shitty anime gif and be like, hey guys, I talked to a friend and ate a fruit today. And there's 3 middle-aged cis guys that will reply, yeah, there you go, little dude. Yeah, no, I will be real. Spaces like this I feel need to exist. I know that this is different in a lot of cultures, but specifically in America, it's very difficult for men to form meaningful, intimate relationships with other men. And I'm talking non-sexually. Again, I'm very thankful for the relationships that I have because I've not had to experience this issue in a long, long time. But it's a cultural thing where it's seen as taboo or incorrect to be close with your guy friends. And I've never understood that. It seems like it's just stereotyping. So I'm glad that a place like this exists and online so everyone can have a good place to talk. And that's all the time we have here today on Kalbus. If you like this, make sure to subscribe, leave a like, maybe share this with a friend who can use a reminder that, hey, be there for your friends. If you want more r/Tumblr to be known popping up on your screen in just a couple of seconds, but until then, my name has been Lumo, and I hope to see you in the very next Kalbus video. Have a great rest of your day.